Today is May 3rd, 2025. This is part 3 of the Copco. This would be looking west from the direction in which I just came from. Thought I'd come up today and kind of see what everything was looking like. I was going to try to do one continuous video, but somehow my last video shut off, so I'm continuing from here. Thought I'd kind of come up and see what everything was looking like. And that would be the Klamath River. Sorry, I'm kind of still walking down here. See if I could get a better perspective. There are no trespassing signs I haven't seen. Would be looking towards the town of Copco, the direction in which I'm making my way to. And those dead trees that you see are the ones that were here prior to the dams. You can see that there's a few flowers blooming, poppies, and that stickerweed, I can't remember what it's called. The poppies would be open, but there is no sun today. And that would be looking towards the west end. You can kind of see that day use area. They're working at that end today. And that's the whole direction in which I just came from. Some dying trees over on that side as well. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's Mallard Cove. I could be wrong, but I believe this is it. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been able to get to this side. Due to the poor weather, this road that I'm currently on typically is pretty nasty during the winter. Coming in from the other end, there was a tree across the road. It was hard for me to get past the Fall Creek Catchery because the road was kind of washing out and sinking there, but they've kind of fixed it all and patched it all up. I've noticed that they've done some work to this road too, so there's not as many ruts and it's actually pretty decent today. So this is the first time I've been able to get up here for a while. But this is what it's looking like. You can see the cracks in the ground, that clay type material. Sorry, zoom in and it doesn't give you a very good picture. The wind's blowing me around a little bit. So you can kind of see what things actually look like up here. Yeah, there's some stuff that is growing, but not a lot in certain areas. In other areas, there seems to be more grass and the poppies and the sticker like I said, I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head right now. So anyways, I am going to continue on that direction. And just for comparison, I keep talking about what they've seeded up here, which was supposed to be native to this area. But if you look at the rest of this area where they didn't seed, you don't see the poppies, you don't see that sticker. So this is what the rest of the area actually naturally looks like. What's naturally grows here. I know a lot of people talk a lot about what's seeded, if it's natural and original to this area. So this kind of gives you a perspective of what people are talking about when they bring up the seeding. What's naturally here versus what they planted. And I'm just up from where I was. The stickery bushes and the poppies I was looking at is on the other side of that bush. I was like over there. So the only place I've really seen the poppies is where they've seeded. The rest of this region, you really don't see that. Anyways, just to show you guys kind of what this region actually looks like. I'm heading off down the road. All right, so I'm just not much farther down than where I was just at. This is kind of what the area looks like above me. That was here. This would have been above Copco. And that would have all been Copco. Not sure if you can hear, I can really hear the planes flying. Can't see them. And that would be looking west. That's the direction in which I came from. I was kind of showing you guys the ground, the clods, so you can kind of see what it looks like. But you can see like what I mean about the grass difference, like what's planted over there versus what's here beside me. I know that that's just what people have questions in regards to, as what was planted up here. I don't know, but I know that that's been a big controversy that's been talked about. But you can tell that the soil is still pretty clumpy, cracked, that clay-like material. Sorry if I'm going a little fast. I do believe that this is Mallard Cove. To get out of here, there's a road on the south side which I'll be taking, and you go out through that area over there. The road takes you out that way, and then you can come back in, and then there's another road that takes you to all those houses on the south side. So when I leave, I'll be leaving out over there. Just to put it into perspective of where I'm at. Oh, apparently there's a thunderstorm. I don't know where. My little app thing just came on. It said that there's thunderstorms somewhere in the area, lightning strikes. Not sure where, I don't hear it. Anyways, this is what it's looking like up here. And it was this area last year when they breached the dams and the water draw down. This is the area where all the deer were, where they were getting stuck. Some of them had to be euthanized because they just couldn't get them out. I don't know exactly where in this region, but I do know it was in Mallard Cove. So this is the area where the deer got stuck last year when they were drawing down the dams. All right, I'm heading on that direction. So I'm walking down. That would be, I believe, Mallard Cove. And that would look up towards Copco. Figured I'd go get on some of these rocks where I can see. That direction would be looking towards the town of Copco. So I'm pretty much on the east end of where Copco used to be. You can kind of see where it came up to that line right there and around. Most of these green trees were up above the shore lake, but I'm not going to walk down that far. This is kind of the area where it started narrowing before it got to Copco. Sorry if I'm going too fast. I don't know if I have very many more vantage points from here until I get to actually the town of Copco. So, I'm gonna just take a little walk over here. See these pretty little flowers? I've seen these everywhere. Where you see the orange poppies down there, those are the ones that they planted. This is kind of where the edge of the lake was. And that would be looking west from the direction in which I just came. You can kind of see where it was over there. So this is where I'm going to sign off on this video, and I'll be on to my next stop.